Well, Toledo City Council voted to work with Louisville-based Cities United this week. That's a consulting firm helping communities get out of violent cycles.
But not all council members were on board. Katie Moline, George Sarantu, and John Hobbs all voted no. Tatiana Cash talked with Hobbs tonight about his vote and why he feels this way. Tatiana?
Melissa, Jeff, so I caught up with Councilman Hobbs at one of his monthly town halls where he asks his district residents what the city needs to do better, and then he gives candid answers. And so when I spoke with the councilman, he tells me Toledo's funds would be better spent in the city because there are already community organizations working to help curb the violence. And since Cities United has not gotten rid of crime in Louisville, there's no point in asking them to try and fix things out here.
But we have local people that are out here grinding every day with our young people, with these young men, with these young women. Let's help them.
District 1 City Councilman John Hobbs believes the city funds should be given to those in the city. He says it's the only way to truly make a difference, especially when it comes to curbing violence this summer. Hobbs says First Tee, the Junction Coalition, Frederick Douglass Center, the Movement, and the Boys and Girls Club are already doing the work to better Toledo. When they had financial support, it made a difference in our community with our young people. And so with it not being there, then these numbers went back up again. And if we're going to support, I just believe that let's support our local people. Hobbs says last summer the city gave $2 million to community organizations who gave youth something to do, and nearly 66,000 kids got involved, bringing down the number of shootings. Boys and Girls Club's Jim Marivis says since the pandemic, 94% of kids coming to the Boys and Girls Club are graduating, less likely to attempt drugs, alcohol, or join a gang.
So think about that, 100 kids that are at risk, youth, 94 out of those 100 are finding an alternative way to a more positive lifestyle.
Ravis says Boys and Girls of Toledo team up with other organizations like the YMCA to give kids more opportunities.
When they have a place to go and they can develop themselves as a person to caring, responsible individuals, then that removes that temptation from the street.
Overall, Councilman Hobbs says he's just not satisfied with Cities United as an option, since there's still a considerable amount of crime in the organization's founding city.
I think there are a lot of questions that still needed to be answered before we allocated $180,000 with all of these uncertainties.
Now, Councilwoman Tiffany Whitman voted yes this week and said Cities United will create a comprehensive public safety plan as well as look at some of our programming. But Hobbs argues there's a lack of clarity on how Cities United is able to measure their success. The city did sign a year-long contract with the anti-violence organization, and we're told it could go out to about 18 months. So we'll just have to see. Live in studio, Tatiana Cash, WTOL 11.